Hey everyone! As we hit our 60s and beyond, there's this hidden health threat that's quietly impacting millions of us. And honestly, it usually goes completely unnoticed until it's way too late. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to break down 7 simple daily habits that can absolutely protect you and keep your blood pressure right where it needs to be.
So let's kick things off with a pretty chilling question. What if your biggest health threat literally made zero sound? Usually our bodies give us a heads up when something's off, right? A cough, a sharp ache, maybe a sudden fever. But the condition we're looking at today completely defies that rule. It just hides in plain sight while doing some serious damage.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer to get you feeling empowered. We're going to meet the silent killer, look at your daily dietary defense, dive into movement and stress management, discuss the role of medication, and finally cover taking control today.
All right, let's jump right into part 1. Meet the silent killer, a threat without warning. High blood pressure or hypertension is almost universally known in the medical world as the silent killer. And it's easy to see why. You could be going about your day feeling absolutely fantastic, full of energy, while your internal pipes are under this immense microscopic stress. It quietly wears down the delicate lining of your heart, brain, kidneys, and blood vessels. Think of it like a garden hose turned up way too high. Eventually, that constant pressure just weakens the material. Inside your body, this force creates tiny micro tears in the arterial walls, which are basically perfect little catch-all spots for plaque to build up. Over time, that completely skyrockets your risk for heart attacks and strokes, completely under the radar. We literally cannot afford to wait for symptoms to show up before we do something.
Moving right along to section 2, your daily dietary defense, fueling the fight.
Because every single day, there is a literal tug of war happening inside your blood vessels. On one side, we've got high sodium foods. When you eat too much salt, your body actually holds on to extra water just to wash that salt out of your system. Well, that extra fluid volume means your heart has to work overtime to pump blood, which drives your pressure straight up. And the tricky part? Sodium is super hidden in packaged and processed stuff, things like canned soups, breads, and condiments. But on the flip side of this tug-of-war, we have potassium-rich foods. Potassium is like your body's internal balancer. It actually helps your kidneys flush out that excess sodium, which eases the tension in your blood vessel walls and naturally brings your numbers back down.
And that brings us directly to habit number 1, prioritizing potassium-rich foods. These are your real dietary powerhouses: spinach, sweet potatoes, beans, bananas, and avocados. Get this, a single avocado actually packs way more potassium than a banana. Pretty cool, right? Just swapping heavily processed salty snacks for these fresh, whole foods can naturally help lower your blood pressure. It's honestly one of the most effective dietary shifts you can make. But quick caveat here, if you have underlying kidney issues, your body processes potassium a bit differently. So if that's you, definitely have a quick chat with your doctor before you dramatically change up your diet.
Okay, habit number 2 is all about hydration. Dehydration is a much bigger trigger for high blood pressure than most people realize, especially for older adults. As we age, our natural thirst mechanism kind of fades out, meaning we can get dangerously dehydrated without ever actually feeling thirsty. When you're short on water, your blood literally gets thicker, and your body physically constricts your blood vessels to conserve whatever fluid is left. That immediately forces your blood pressure to spike. Just keeping a water bottle handy and sipping consistently throughout the day, that is one of the easiest yet absolutely most profound habits you can build for your heart.
Let's shift gears to section 3, movement and stress management, building your lifestyle shield.
For habit number 3, listen, you don't need to run a marathon or spend hours sweating in a gym. Just 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking, even just a nice stroll after dinner, is the magic number to drastically improve your circulation. Getting moving dilates your blood vessels and your body releases nitric oxide, which naturally relaxes your arteries. It conditions your heart, gets the blood flowing, and helps those vessels stay flexible. Honestly, simply taking a quick walk around the neighborhood instead of sinking right into the couch after a meal can completely change your cardiovascular trajectory in just a few months. Habit number 4 is basically a vital release valve for our internal pressure cooker, managing stress. And look, stress isn't just some abstract emotion, it is a very real physical response. When you get stressed, your body dumps fight or flight hormones like cortisol and adrenaline straight into your bloodstream. That narrows your blood vessels and revs up your heart rate, creating an immediate spike in blood pressure. Techniques like deep breathing, prayer, meditation, or even just sitting quietly outside,
Those aren't just fluffy feel-good activities. They are literal, scientifically proven medicine for your heart, actively shutting off that stress response and lowering the pressure in your veins.
Which brings us right to habit number 5. You've got to lock in 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. Sleep is definitely not a luxury. It's a cardiovascular requirement. When you hit deep sleep, your body experiences what doctors call a nocturnal dip. Your blood pressure naturally drops by about 10 to 20%, giving your entire cardiovascular system a huge restorative break. If you're always tossing and turning or getting less than 7 hours, you miss out on that dip entirely. Your pressure stays elevated way too long, causing cumulative wear and tear. Bottom line, prioritizing your rest is prioritizing your heart.
Let's move into section 4, the role of medication, your medical ally. Habit number 6 is an absolute non-negotiable rule. Never, ever stop or change your medication without medical advice. It happens all the time. Someone starts walking, they eat a little more spinach, lose a few pounds, they feel great, so they just decide to stop taking their pills. But remember, this is a silent condition. You might feel totally fine while your blood pressure is dangerously rebounding behind the scenes. Your prescribed treatments are heavily tailored to your specific biology. Your doctor is your partner in this, so don't ever adjust or abandon your treatment plan without talking to them first.
It's also super vital to recognize the specific emergency symptoms that mean you need help right away. If you ever experience chest pain, a sudden and blinding headache, trouble breathing, or any signs of a stroke like facial drooping or weakness in your arm, you must act fast. Do not just wait around to see if it passes. These are loud, blaring alarms that the silent killer has escalated into an active hypertensive emergency, and you need professional medical care immediately. Finally, Section 5. Taking control today for an empowered future. When you put all this together, you ensure that high blood pressure doesn't get to dictate your life. It starts with adopting the simple daily habits we just went over. Then, for habit number 7, you pair those daily routines with regular checkups so your doctor can actually measure those invisible numbers. Because there are no outward symptoms, that blood pressure cuff is literally the only true way to know where you stand. Finally, maintaining this lifestyle long-term creates a durable, lifelong shield for your heart. High blood pressure might be incredibly common, but it absolutely does not have to control your destiny.
So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick challenge. Which of these 7 daily habits are you going to start today? Just to recap, we've got increasing potassium, staying hydrated, taking a short daily walk, practicing stress relief, getting proper sleep, sticking to your medication, or booking a checkup. You don't have to overhaul your entire life by tomorrow morning. Just pick one. Will you commit to a 20-minute walk tonight? Maybe swap the chips for an avocado? Small intentional choices build up to massive, life-saving results. Pick your habit, start today, and take back control of your hidden health. So what's your first move going to be?